Hi guys, welcome back to my weekly readings. This is Raisa here. I'd like to send out a special thanks to all of you guys that have been listening to my channel for a while, for those of you that are new to my channel now, and for those of you that have been donating to my channel. I do appreciate it. I do have a link in the About Me section here on YouTube that takes you to my PayPal button, and you can donate if you like the work that I do on my channel. Today we're going to be visiting the general energies for the month of May, for the week of the 14th through to the 22nd. I know that we have been experiencing some big changes in our lives, and mine included. Today we are going to visit the energies of the charioteer, or the chariot, as this major arcana is called, and the influences that it will have on our week coming up. As you may know, the charioteer represents the car of life, or the Merkaba, the vehicle that you travel in, your spiritual self, and how it moves you forward in life. With the charioteer, when he shows up in your life, it represents a big movement forward, a triumphant movement forward, overcoming obstacles and situations that at first, when they surprise you, you just don't know how you're going to make it through, or it's just a big change. There's a lot of endings that happen so that you can start over, in essence, where you take control of your life. You seem to be able to control your anger, your physical responses as to what originally happens and how you're going to face the new challenge. You control your anger, your passions, your inner self, and you kind of bring it together. It's more of a balancing of a yin and yang, so that you can propel yourself forward through the challenges, working through them, because of them, as a result, it propels you forward on your life path, and you don't even realize it, because when the thing first happens, the struggle, the effect of whatever comes down that you're not expecting, a big surprise, a blind sight, where it makes you initiate a choice, a different choice, one that you really weren't looking at. And this is what we went over last week, which was the Lovers, which represents a choice that's made from the heart. So you choose, you have paths to follow, and you see that you have several paths that start to open up, because as a result of the change, you must choose a different direction. Something ends so that something new begins. So your choice will come from the heart. And as you do so, you're able to move your life forward in a new direction that promises riches, rewards, triumphant, whether it's love, career, a house move. It usually represents travel as well, a new car. For some of you, maybe you're thinking about changing your car. It's time, and you go out and you find a hell of a deal and you jump on it because you figure, wow, this is what I wanted, and I finally made it. So you'll be driving a new car. For some of you, you're renting a car. Maybe you're traveling, you're going out of town, you're doing something different. So you'll need a different car in order to get you from point A to point B. But nonetheless, it represents some type of travel, whether it's spiritual, metaphorically, or you actually travel to a new place. You leave your town or where you live behind for a little while to go somewhere else, which is all part of this big change that is happening in your life. So we're going to see how this big change occurs in our week, or how it affects the various areas of our life. Let's see. And as always, if you guys would like a private reading with me, I have my blogspot link down here. I have my address up here. There's also a link that comes an information or an eye that pops up, where you can click on that and it'll take you to the services that I offer when it comes to private readings. If you write to me at my address up here, the Gmail, risashealingarts11@gmail.com, I will send you an introductory email that tells you all about my readings and about what I will do. Okay, now when it comes to our home and family life, first of all, let me show you the cards that popped out of the deck when I was shuffling at first, when I first started meditating and shuffling. For some of us, we're having a lot of struggles, internal struggles, new obstacles and new situations that have come up in our lives that we were not prepared to handle or to even deal with or didn't even know. It was more or less like a blindsided type of situation that just came upon you and there was nothing you could do. But you handled it. You handled it calmly and collectively. You pulled together and you thought, well, I can't complain. Who's going to hear me? Who am I going to complain to? How is getting angry or losing my temper or becoming all frazzled going to help? It's not. So this is where you take control and you say, okay, I'm going to deal with this and I'm going to move forward. But at first it seems like a big struggle that may even keep you up at night because it was a surprise and it was not something that you were prepared to deal with at the moment. So it's an internal struggle that's difficult, but it can be overcome. And it's all being brought on by spirit anyway. Okay, because the major arcanas are big spiritual influences in our lives that we must deal with because it's time to do it. Okay? So you're looking back at seeds that you have planted. You may travel this week, you may talk to someone from a faraway place where it's not where you live. Out of town, family members, people you love, people you care about, people that were friends or are friends but that live away from you, and you're looking back and you're trying to zone in on what your direction is going to be now, because it has to change. It has to take a detour or just another direction, because it's happening in your life whether you want it or not. The changes that are occurring, a lot of it's planetary, a lot of it is due to the eclipses that we had recently, but we are having to reposition our lives, and in the end we will see that it was brought on by spirit for a good reason. It was time to change, and some things are being radically changed out of your life. I mean, from the root, it's like pulling up a tree and making sure that you get the roots so that nothing else grows in that spot, and you replant it somewhere else because it's over. The path you were on is finished and done. And now it's time to move in a new direction. And you're teaming up with others in order to do this. Now, how this big change will affect our home and family life, there's going to be some healing that's going to occur within yourself due to this change. You're going to have time to focus on your inner life, on yourself, and how you're going to start showing others who you truly are. Who you are inside, who you are outside. You will not hide from others anymore. You will start to show them who you are. Nothing to hide. There's nothing left to fake or cover up about yourself. You're healing. There is hope for the future. You are starting to follow now your true divine life path, which is very difficult because we see it, but we tend to ignore it. We don't want to go down that path because it's the hardest one to take. It's the most difficult one. It's the one that offers you no footing because you have to go on faith alone, on trust and faith. But you figured, I have nothing left to lose now. There's nothing holding me back. Why not follow the path of enlightenment? Why not follow my true divine guidance? There's nothing else I can do. So you start doing it. You start blending your physical life with your spiritual life, and you decide, this is the way I'm going to go now. And you have it under control. You have your emotions under control, and you're starting to water your fertile soil so that the new sprouts start to come out, the new you. Okay, where our work and finances are concerned, we have the Emperor. The Emperor says that we need to reorganize, that we need to take control back of our lives, of what we're going to do as we're moving forward with the energy of the Chariot. We will heal. There is hope for the new path that we are trying to embark on. But we need to organize our thoughts. We need to organize the way that we're going to do this. Because now, once we start on a new path, we have to make sure that we're setting down solid foundations. Like the Emperor on his stone throne. Okay, we need to organize our thinking. We need to strategize. We need to write things down. What it is that we want? Where do we want to go? Where do we want to do these new things? How are we going to achieve it? So that we're very organized in the way that we move forward. Because at some point in our lives, we have to realize that we don't have time to waste anymore. The paths that we choose to move forward need to be the ones that we're going to stick with for a good long time. Okay, and that's why Saturn is sitting on Sagittarius right now, and it's helping us reorganize our lives. Looking back, we're clearing up some of the old karma, some of the old debts, some of the old things that we need to clear up in our lives in order to be able to move forward. So organization is going to become very important, to be the authority of our own lives and not let others tell us what to do or how to do it. Do your own thing. Move forward with your own thoughts, your own desires, so that you can bring some kind of authority into your own life, organization, where you can sit on your own throne and say, I did this myself. I waited for no one to help me. No one did help me because it was up to me at this point to do it. No more codependent relationships, no more codependent on others to help, because there was just no one left. You know, it was our time to do it for others, to do it for ourselves. Where our relationships are concerned, there's going to be others that are going to want to help us. And someone might come in and help us balance our forward movement, help us balance our finances. Okay, because we don't always ask for help. Sometimes we don't want help. We want to be able to do it ourselves. But someone is going to not take pity, but know that we need the help and come in with their scale and balance the help that they give us. They're not going to give us too much, so we don't become accustomed to it. But they will give us just enough to help us on our path, because they see that we're trying really, really hard to move forward in our life. The advice or the outcome card for us today, for this week. How can we move our lives forward? How can we bring organization, hope, healing into our lives and more balance, where our finances are finally balanced with our spiritual life, our relationships? They become more balanced now, because perhaps before they were out of balance. We're too worried on something else, either our careers or studies, and there was just no time for relationships. So now that part of our life is going to become very balanced with the rest of our lives. And how will we do this? The power is in our own hands to do it. This is how we're going to move forward. We are going to, in essence, become very aware of the steps that we need to take, how we're going to organize our forward movement. And we do have all of the tools at our disposal in order to move forward. We just need to realize that and know that we are our own magicians. We can move our own lives forward. And the power is in our hands to do so. And they're telling us to go for it. As above, so below. When there's movement up there, there's movement down here. And we need to move, go with the flow. That's what the chariot represents, going with the flow, regardless of how you feel. There could be a turmoil inside of you, but still, you're moving, you're going with the flow, because you have no choice at this point. It's all being brought on by Spirit. All of these cards are spiritual influences that are huge. There's healing and hope for what we desire to bring about the organization and the authority that we are looking to do in our lives. We're looking to be our own boss. There might even be a person that steps into our life that's very fiery in nature. Perhaps it's representing an Aries that comes into our lives, an Aquarius that helps us. But then, usually, the power is still in our own hands in order to take the advice from others that may give us advice or that may try to give us a helping hand to bring some type of balance into our lives, and then we need to take it and go with it. We need to move our lives forward, because right now is the time to do so. This staying in this energy is really horrible for any of us. Okay, so we must change. And there are others set in place that we will be contacting for help. Okay. Let me pull a card from the Gateway. I'm a little bit frazzled today, you probably know. I'm not my usual self, but I've had a frazzled kind of week. Hence, you can tell by the cards that we're getting this week. But it's so in line with the card that was due to come this week. And by the way, the messages from the angels have been the same for a while. It's forgiveness. We have to look back and forgive the people that we perceive as having hurt us or having changed us in a way where we weren't at this point in our lives not ready for this big change. We could have used some more assistance or help, but all the codependency and all that has to change in our lives in order to move ourselves forward. We have wishes. We have things that we have put out there, thoughts, desires. We want things to materialize in our lives, to manifest. And unless these endings happen, or these huge changes that are brought on by the way things are, by spirit pretty much going, okay, you want this, but this is how you're going to get it. And even if you're a little scared, you're going to have to take control of your life and move forward, move in this direction in order to achieve what you want. We're trying to reposition you now. You need to know this. I accept and love myself. You need to cherish yourself. Spend some quality time just trying to do good things for yourself. And spend some quiet time thinking about what your forward movements are. Give yourself a little gift. Have a nice little drink. Whether it's orange juice, water, something healthy. Or you can go out and have like a little drink somewhere, you know. Everything is okay as long as it is in moderation. Have coffee with a friend. Go out. Spend some time enjoying nature. Communing with spirit. Looking within. Making sure that the choices that you are making and the decisions that you are going to take, the strategy that you need to come up with now, are they going to be the right ones that will stay with you for many years to come? I accept and love myself. Know that there's nothing wrong with you. You're a beautiful soul. You need to know this and accept who you are with all your beauty and all your faults that you perceive are faults. But they'll be beautiful to someone else. And you need to learn to love yourself and cherish everything about you because it's there for a reason. It's there for a reason. And as we get older, we change a bit. And we need to learn to love that too. Okay. A card from Angel Answers in case I haven't answered a question that some of you might have. Let's see what comes up. So ask it and then see what happens. I think they're trying to be funny. They're telling you to communicate clearly. They want you to make up your mind exactly what it is you want and then ask them for it. So that question that's pending in your mind or that you wanted to ask me or you're asking the cards, they're saying that it better come clear. Because if you ask for something and you don't ask for it every single detail or in the right way or allowing God to just bring it the way that they want, but you specify, okay, I would like a committed relationship. I would like a person that's loving and kind and giving and generous, what have you. But don't say I want them with dark hair and green eyes and 6 feet tall. You kind of express to them what you're ready for in your life and what you're willing to move forward, to do, to achieve these things. Communicate to them clearly what it is you want. And then ask them for it. Ask them. Say, can you please assist me in finding a job that will help me pay my bills without a problem, that also affords me time to exercise or time to have a relationship with others, and where I can afford my bills without any issues. Help me find a job. Help me find a career that's lined up with my true life purpose. Help me find a partner that's lined up with my true life purpose. Help me find a car. You can tell them what you would like them to assist you with. And be clear about it, because sometimes will ask for something and then the very next day we're thinking of something else and we forget. We just asked them for one thing. So they're working on something, and the next day you're asking for something else, totally different. Or you're saying one day, I'm ready for a relationship, and the next day you're saying, gosh, I really don't want a relationship. So, like, okay, you're really conflicting, and they get tired of, wishy-washy energy. They can't bring anything into your life that you're not prepared to accept. So you need to look at things differently. Okay, guys, so I hope you've enjoyed today's reading. I know I'm a little flustered, and I'm trying to also read. I'm going to start. I have another channel that I started so that I can read in Spanish, which is causing me a great big issue. Because even though I'm bilingual, I speak better English, which is not all that great either, than I do Spanish. But I do want to start another channel where I'm speaking in Spanish and kind of practice that so that I can be fluent in reading cards and speaking in Spanish, because really it's become a problem. I have customers that want me to read for them, but I'm so insecure about my speech in Spanish, but I'm going to start doing it. So eventually there'll be another link down there for another channel for those of you that listen to me that do speak Spanish, or maybe would like to hear me give my readings in Spanish. Not yet. Maybe this weekend I will get enough guts to do it. We'll wait and see. If it's not this weekend, it'll be sometime soon. I've also been posting a daily card, guys, on Instagram. So there's a link down there. Find it. And you can hook up with Instagram, and also on Twitter and Facebook. So, because I tried to link them all together so that I can post in all three. But really it starts with Instagram. So as long as you're on that one, then you'll get it. And it goes to Facebook. I try to post it on Facebook as well. So go there. And if you'd like to communicate with me, the best way to do it would be my address, riseshealingarts11@gmail.com. I love you guys. Have a wonderful week, and get ready to move your life forward, because it's happening. It's out there. Bye for now.